Howdy, howdy, howdy. This here is Hot Prospects, another video where we discuss how to turn your lead generation into a burning inferno. Pritesh, what's happening? Do you like to drink a little bit?
These days, not so much, but in the past, yes, I did a lot of that at university. Too
Oh,
much,
yes.
but yeah, I've cut down now. How
We've
about you?
all we've all had the time when we want to go out drinking and have some good time, and I'm here to say we can do lead generation at the same time. Ask me how.
Okay. So how do you do that?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. So the idea here is that if you like to go out drinking, well, first of all, if you drink all by yourself at home, it's a lot more fun to go somewhere else and drink with other people. And, go to your favorite watering hole, go to a brewery, go to a drinking club, somewhere where there's others that you can interact with. And then you want to mingle, you want to chat, you want to talk. If you just sit in the corner, slowly sipping your gin, then no one's going to notice you, or at least no one's going to engage, and you're going to get zero leads. But if you go to the kind of place where everybody knows your name and you can mingle, then you can definitely pull some real estate business out of there. In fact, the idea is that you want to become, this works for any hobby, you want to become the real estate agent in the bar. You want to become the guy where if anybody in that bar ever mentions real estate or doing a transaction and you don't even happen to be there, that they say, oh, you want to go and talk to the drunk in the corner, because that's the guy who's doing all the real estate sales out of this place. And real quick before we move on from this to another one is even if you don't drink, you can still do this. The bar is a great social gathering point. A lot of people come in there to watch sports or some other kind of event that's happening that can be on the television, or just to gather. A lot of people like to do this. You can go and you can find one that you go to every week, or you can go to the same one 3 times a week, or you can go to a different bar or pub every night of the week. This way you're kind of covering more ground, because people like to go to the same place over and over. If you can become a regular there, then they get to know you, like you, trust you. They want to do business with you. Even if you don't drink and you think this might be a great place to go and meet and mingle and talk about real estate things and everything else in life, then just tell the bartender to give you a soda water and a highball glass. And that way, nobody's going to question it. They're not going to say, oh, what are you not drinking? That way, you can look like you're participating. You're not trying to lie. You're just trying to blend in. And not just
Yeah,
that, but then
I like that idea. Yeah, so you're effectively using your hobby for prospecting. So it's not even like you're actually prospecting in like the traditional sense of cold calling or door knocking or even calling internet leads, but you're having fun whilst also prospecting, which is great. I love that.
that's right. In fact, I would like to share the story about my first broker. He was 80 years old when I first came into real estate, and he had been on television as a
Wow.
bowler back in the 1960s, back when there was only 2 or 3 television channels. Getting on TV as a bowler today with 1,000 channels is pretty difficult. Imagine when there was only a couple of channels. He was that good of a bowler. Um, anyway, he did a little bit of semi-pro or pro ball for a while, but then came out and eventually went to become a real estate agent. But he never lost his love of bowling, and he would leave work every single afternoon at 4 or 5 o'clock and go to the bowling alley. And he would bowl some. He would sponsor youth leagues. He would join adult leagues. He would help in the organization of it. Everybody in that bowling alley knew him. He became the bowling alley broker. And anytime anybody wanted to buy or sell something, he was the one who picked them up as the client. Even when he's not there, he turned his hobby into, I would say, 80 or more percent of his listings and his buyers came from the bowling alley. It was something he already loved doing. He just did it every day, and he spread it around. Now, there's a lot of us out there that have hobbies that we go and participate in these groups, but we never tell them that we're a real estate agent. Case in point, I had a student one time who told me, that's a wonderful idea. I think I'm going to stop by and talk to the people at the veterinary clinic on my way home from work today. He said that he had a dog about a year earlier who had been very sick, and he spent every day for 2 or 3 weeks at the veterinary clinic, and also had come back once a week for months after that. But he hadn't seen them in a while. He was going to stop in and ask them if they, who do you know, looking to buy or sell. He says he walks in, he lays down the line, who do you know? And the receptionist knows his first name. She said, Matt, I had no idea you were a real estate agent. So the point here is that you can't just go do the hobby. I mean, you can, but if you're going to, make sure everybody knows that you're a real estate agent. And that's how, you work it in the conversation. You ask them what they do for a profession, and they're going to ask you in return. People will ask you all the time, how's the market? Oh, hey, here comes that real estate guy. How's the market, buddy? Have some response. Have something to discuss. Maybe have an anecdote or two. Constantly be, and I don't mean all the time, but every single time you go out there, you want some recognition. Maybe wear your name badge. That would be a wonderful way to do it. That way it's ever present. It's on your shirt. Maybe you wear a shirt that says, hi, ask me about real estate. Something like that, where it takes time for them to recognize that, yes, this is this guy and he's a real estate agent. And because you're, the regulars will start to recommend you to the non-regulars who come into place.
Yeah, that's so powerful. Like, just having the ability to enjoy what you're doing, and then also being able to leverage that as prospecting as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I know
that's
some
really great.
agents. I know some agents that they participate actively in their church. They're not just there on the weekends, but they go and do things during the week. They do food drives and coat drives and other types of things. They volunteer in the administrative office. If that's the case, that's great. And all those times you go and do those volunteer things, make sure people know you're a real estate agent. And those that participate more often, they will start to recommend you to the others in the group that aren't regulars. That's part of the big thing, is that the regular customers or the regular people you see at this event that you regularly attend as your hobby, they will start to do business with you, but they will also become your advocates over time. That's really what it comes down to. And then if you do get a prospect out of there that turns into a client, you need to make sure you do fantastic service. Really go above and beyond. You should for everybody, but really don't drop the ball when it comes to prospecting out of this watering hole, because if you do, the word will start to get around pretty quick that, yeah, he's the real estate guy, but he also stinks at his job.
Yeah, and I guess it's a great way to build the trust as well, because there's going to be so many touch points that you have with these people that over time it's inevitable that they're going to know, like, and trust you. So yeah, I could just imagine, like, that bowling club example you gave. There were probably hundreds of people that were part of that bowling club, and they could all be potential clients.
Mm-hmm.
Which is going to give you like a whole year's worth of business, every year. So that's right.
Yeah, and
I'm
like
sure
I said, if you have no
there's so
other
much value
hobbies,
in what you
if
said.
you have no other hobbies, then go to the local bar on your way home from work each night, or go out there after dinner and go have a beer and talk to people. And you would be surprised. You'll talk about all kinds of topics. You'll get to know these people over time. There are people in the bar who they just like to go to the bar, and they're there every single night. But on the way home from work, they stop in for 2 hours before they go home. Now, are you going to have a bunch of drunks for clients? Maybe, but you know what? Drunks buy houses too.
Yeah, and to be fair, most people drink alcohol anyway, so you're not in a bad place.
That's right. In fact, you want it to be like Cheers. When you walk in, they say Norm, and you sit down and you have yourself a pint. And it's a wonderful way to build community, to take it off the internet and stop trying to find some sort of TikTok video to post. Instead, go out there and talk to a real person face to face about real issues in their life and their community. And they will get to know you, like you, trust you. They will start to do business with you. It's really that simple.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I guess that's the in-person organic approach. Offline, which is definitely great, especially for building trust. But then you can even leverage that and leverage the internet and technology to actually get in front of them again through whether it's email marketing, SMS marketing, or even ads that you're doing. So yeah, you can just be in front of all of these people all the time, and there's no way you're not the real estate guy for that
Mm-hmm.
person at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
yeah,
right.
that's powerful.
That's right. All right. So if you're watching this video and you think this might be a great idea, then why don't you make a comment? Tell us what hobby you might start to go and frequent, even if it's a new hobby that you want to pick up. I've been thinking about learning how to do some blacksmithing. And so I have just learned that there's a place down the street from me where I can go and take classes, and then you can also rent space, come in, use their forge and their anvils and things, and that's a wonderful place to go. If you go every single night or 2 times a week or once a week, you'll start to develop relationships. And it doesn't have to be just one place. You can do this in multiple places. You can choose one and go all the time, or you can choose 5 and frequent them on a weekly basis. So put in the comments below where you might find a hobby and go and network on a more routine basis. And if you found value in this conversation we just had, then give us one of those thumbs ups, or maybe even 2 thumbs ups. Share this video with a friend and maybe watch another one. We'll be here doing it again. Will you be here again, Pritesh?
Yeah, as long as you are.
Awesome. Well, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Yeah.